Welcome to episode 460 of Fourth and Jawn. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn, Mr. Primo, aka Prime, and Tim Kincaid in the building. And today we're talking about the 11-2 Eagles. Let's give a round of applause for the record. Let's hold our applause for the aftermath that's going on. That we'll get to it, but first let's just talk about the win. I know all you Eagle fans that were in attendance, you probably thought it was going to be a thrashing. I, for one, I went home. I watched it from the couch, and I was glad I watched it from the couch because that game was a sleeper. Because I was about to fall asleep halfway through that game. I was wondering when the Philadelphia Eagles would stop playing with their food. That's a common theme that I've been talking about throughout the season. Playing with their food. We're talking about teams that they play down to. And they normally play up to their competition, but when it comes to a team that you think they're going to thrash, we did have the it's a trap game guys in the comments, and at the tailgate. There's multiple trap guys that I talked to, but I just think in general, I think the team starting out slow week after week, it gets a little. At what point in time does that catch up to us in the end? Obviously, I don't think that way, but I do think if there's a learning lesson to learn from this, it's like, all right, they got to get better. If you listen to AJ Brown, he specifically told you about the passing game. I got in Texas throughout from all over the nation, all over the world, from Eagle fans saying stuff about the passing game. But in general, let's really just the positivity needs to go to Saquon Barkley because, again, he is holding down the fort. Broke LaShawn McCoy's record. That's something not to be laughed at. I think we've all talked about him being our strength and playing to our strengths, but I think with all the players missing, Goddard was out. Devontae missed a couple games. AJ's missed a couple. They need to get this offense passing unit back together. I mean, the spacing could be off and different, but I just think, we all know that Jalen Hurts needs to play better. And at times he's made some great plays, and at times he's missed some throws. But again, it's an 11-2 football team. Like, I don't know why I didn't personally feel that way, but people made me personally feel like we lost on Sunday, but we didn't. Evan, steer me in the right direction.
I could definitely steer you in the right direction. To be honest with you, Gail, I mean, I feel like I'm notoriously one to throw a wet blanket on a good moment, but I feel like everybody is entering this feeling negative after that game, and I get it. I get why there's reason to feel negative. I mean, the Panthers have been an underperforming team this year. They have been playing better to their opponents in the past few weeks. I mean, they just went down to the wire with the Chiefs as well, who everybody and their mother has the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl in the AFC. Well, I mean, obviously you got competition in Buffalo and in Baltimore, but point being, they're a contender. A lot of people, they wouldn't write off the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. And they just won by what, like 3 points over the Panthers. So the Panthers are playing better than what the record says. I don't think that it's any excuse. I think the Eagles should have beaten the crap out of them, but the Eagles team that I know, the Eagles team that I have watched my entire life, and especially in the past half decade or decade or so, is a team that, while good, will cough up a bad game to a team that they shouldn't lose to. And we do that every single year. I don't think that should be a surprise. The craziest part about this one is we actually won this game that we looked like we were going to cough up, and people are still complaining. I totally get how we might have taken a hard left turn after everything that transpired after the game. You had AJ Brown making his comments, and then you got Brandon Graham, who, I mean, of all of the people in the entire locker room that I would have suspected in creating drama, that would be probably the last guy that I would expect it to come from. But, him just not choosing his words carefully. I think it's possible that it was kind of taken out of context, but when he doubled down, made it kind of hard to feel like it was taken out of context, made it almost more solidified that there is something there between Jalen and AJ Brown. But regardless, I mean, one thing that I've stuck to all year long, if you go back to watch the episode where we were talking about the biggest things biggest changes from this year to last year, my number one thing was the coordinators. And I still believe that our coordinators are way, 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 way better than what we had last year. I think that Vic Fangio has this defense, humming right now. I think that this was kind of a welcome to the NFL game for Cooper DeJean, but that was going to happen. He's a rookie. And as for the offense, I mean, they're definitely sputtering, and this wasn't Jalen Hurts' best game. But it doesn't. Jalen Hurts doesn't need to throw for 300 yards a game. Jalen Hurts just needs, in my opinion, to not turn the ball over. This entire offense and defense is good enough to win, so long as we win the turnover battle, and that's all that we really need to worry about. So all this complaining about Jalen Hurts isn't doing enough through the air. I really don't care that Saquon Barkley has more rushing yards than he has passing yards. The record is 11-2, and that's the bottom line. So I'm feeling fine.
You said that's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
Now I know. Prime, you were in attendance. So what was the vibe like?
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to say 11-2 is a good place to be at. 11-2 feels great, having in the record books. But I mean, I said this in the very beginning of the tailgate. It's an NFL team that we're going up against. These guys have been playing way better in the past 3 weeks. You already touched upon that, Evan. I mean, against some top-notch teams in the NFL. And, they were just one play away from beating those guys. And you look at it, they were just one series away from actually taking the win away from us. I mean, we held ours. Being in attendance, seeing what was going on, you kind of question, like, who is actually doing all the play calling? At times you see Sirianni in the front of the line. You see Kellen Moore hiding behind the players. Then, certain parts of the quarter, you see Kellen Moore coming out to the front of the line. And you see, Nick Sirianni pretty much just pacing but keeping his distance. It's like I had a lady sitting next to me and, I was talking to her. Then I had my daughter to the right of me, and I'm trying to explain to her what's going on. But it was just like hard to really sink into because we were just all over the place. And these are the games. Let's just be honest with each other. Like, these are the games that we always have in the back of our minds that we're not going to lose because of the other team. We're only going to lose this game because of ourselves. And we were almost there. We were almost at the point where we were going to lose this game because we were just kicking ourselves in the ass. So, I mean, I have a slight bit of frustration because this is where I'm scared. We kind of got to this point last year, and then look what happened. I'm not saying we're going to go down. I'm really not trying to be the Debbie Downer, but, it's kind of hard to get out of it, you know what I mean? And they got to play better ball, man. We're going against Pittsburgh next week. We still got some good divisional games coming up, and we got to be at our strong point going into the playoffs. I mean, we are really all at our point where it's all or nothing right now. Saquon is just really saving our lives. And I understand AJ's frustration. I understand Jalen's concerns. Devontae looks like he's frustrated as well. The passing game has to get on point. They figure it out and they shut the running down. Then what? We can't rely on the passing? Nah. I want to be able to go ahead and be able to dominate on both sides, on the passing and on the rushing. So I don't know, man. I just really feel like, there's things to fix. I'm pretty sure we're going to touch a lot more on the whole Brandon Graham thing. We'll see. But, hey, it is what it is, man. I mean, just nothing that we're not used to seeing at this time of the year.
This was, I can't even explain to you how frustrating this watching this football team played on Sunday. But, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, look at us now. We're 11-2. It was all good just a week ago. Now they're repealing your vehicle, and you're missing the payment. And I want to send this out to the all Eagle fans. And I understand your frustration, but is it okay for somebody to have an opinion?
No,
because I feel like
only for the agrees with mine.
Yeah, I feel like it's never okay for somebody that's in there in the locker room, on the field, putting their body lifeline on the field. Everybody has a problem with that, with a comment. And I go to say this, and this is contrary. Josh Allen threw for 342 yards 82 yards rushing, a total of 6 touchdowns. Guess what happened to the Bills?
They lost the game.
They lost the game. So what the hell are we talking about? This what are we talking about? I understand you're frustrated, but the outlets, the ESPNs, the Nick Wrights, and don't even get me started on a Macho. Don't even get me started because he got to point somebody out. He don't care. I'm saying to say this: a win is a win. I know we're frustrated. I definitely know AJ's frustrated, and I get it. There was throws that were missed. Well, brother, 11-2. I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers, the San Francisco 49ers fan base, not the Steelers, fan bases that want their team to want to be in our spot. I'm pretty sure they're all jealous of yo, damn, the Eagles are 11-2. I will say this though. I think with this happening now, I think this will. I'm not going to say might. I think this will light a fire underneath AJ Brown's ass. I think he's going to come with vengeance and he's going to go off against the Pittsburgh Steelers in here all throughout. But I just had to get that off my chest because I just felt like people want win. They want the blowouts. You know what I'm saying? But like Primo and F said, man, this is an NFL team. It's every given Sunday. It ain't always going to be sunshines and rainbows on this side. Grass ain't going to be greener on this side anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think you talked about having this. I've said it in a couple of episodes. The hunt for the perfect win. We love to see those thrashings. The Bengals game for instance, where it was a nice win. You felt really good about beating a good opponent. The Ravens win was kind of nice.
Which was last week. That's the part that's blowing my mind is that we literally beat a team that everyone was saying that's the Super Bowl preview last week, and we handled business. And everybody a week later, because we didn't blow out the Panthers, we didn't win good enough, is saying it's sky is falling. That's the part that's not clicking for me.
But there's a thing with football teams where they do they rise to the occasion for a top-notch opponent, and then they take their foot off the gas. They start playing with their food because it's just not, it's the Ravens and then it's the Panthers, right. Obviously. But that's teams slip into that, and then you have to realize as a fan, maybe our team just slipped into that this week. Prime, what you're saying?
If my mind serves me correct, though, I mean, just last week these guys were playing their asses off. AJ and Jalen were connecting very well. He broke 100 yards quietly, but he broke it. Devontae wasn't in the game. I mean, shit, I think they were even in the sidelines talking it up, dabbing it up. Doing a little bit of Will Smith and Fresh Prince and what's his name, Jazzy Jeff on the sideline. Right. We're just talking about a week ago, and now we're really gonna go ahead and dissect one little comment. Come on, man! I just don't get it.
Well, we mentioned before the show, we talked about. All right, now if obviously Brandon Graham doesn't normally do what he did recently. I know he backtracked a little on his comments.
He did an awful job of that.
He
didn't backtrack. He somewhat doubled down.
Well, he tried to sum it up or whatever.
Hold up, y'all missed it. Did you see what Landon Dickerson said?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and read that. I'll send it in the group chat.
Well, I'm just saying about Brandon Graham, for him to speak up and say something as a captain of the team, right? Did he feel like he needed to say something? When in his original comments, he was saying keeping things in house, how important that is. But why did he have to come out and say something in this situation? And then the personal thing about and they were friends, you threw another spin on it. Oh God, I was just BG, and I saw BG last week. Gave him a hug. He's a good dude. He's just coming out of surgery. I'm you just mend up, man. Everything's good. And then I was very shocked.
You think it was painkillers?
That's what I asked.
Loosey goosey.
I asked Prime. I said, was he on some something?
So do you think, because I don't even think AJ Brown, if you're looking at it, is necessarily even having a bad year. Like, he has had his string of games where he was going 100 yards, 100 yards, 100 yards.
Right.
Do you think, but Gail, you can speak to it as a former wide receiver, that it's often said that the noisiest bunches is the wide receivers and the cornerbacks. Do you think that there's any sort of ill will towards the fact that this is Saquon's season and not AJ's season? Because like this game plan, this is Saquon Barkley's offense right now. It like I think that Sirianni. Think about the mindset of Sirianni. This is a guy who was throwing Boston Scott in the Giants game just so he can keep up that giant killer thing, to make sure that Boston Scott gets that touchdown to keep up.
He
the
likes
narrative.
records.
You think that Saquon Barkley? He's not pushing Saquon Barkley to get that rushing record. This is all about Saquon right now. Do you think that there's any sort of resentment for that?
I think there's, like, recently he talked him up in an interview, like, what it's like to block for him. But at times I know wide receivers can get in their feels when they're not targeted early and they're not part of the game plan, because then they start feeling like they're just out there, like a cow's in the field just blocking. And that's not. But you think about, I was watching with the game with Crafty, and I'm like, all right, we're at the goal line. All right, I'm looking at the splits. All right, that's a slant to AJ Brown. That is wide open. The guy he's on, he can beat him. That's a touchdown. And then he went to Evan's son, and I was like, okay, hooray for Grant Calcaterra. That's great. But then I was looking at, I was like, body language. I'm like, I think AJ wanted that one. But again,
being there, I could tell you right now, there were some plays that he definitely missed. There was the one out that he could have had AJ all day, and then took too long, decided to look the other side of the field, and ended up hitting Jahan Dotson for like a 7-yard gain. I mean, those type of plays, I gotta tell you, that's frustrating to see as a fan base. Gail, if you usually, when me and you are watching these games, you're quick to go ahead and yell out that play as soon as it's happening. I was in your shoes on Sunday talking to my daughter. Like, as soon as the play hit off, I'm like, everybody actually in that damn row with me was like screaming AJ the whole time. Because I mean, he beat him, but he took too long to make the decision. So I mean, I've already mentioned this on various shows. I still question his choices. Like, I mean, he's got to release that ball a whole lot faster, and a lot of these plays would kick off. I mean, yeah, we all sit here and ask these questions. What's really on the back of their mind? Is it the rushing title? Do these wide receivers want to go ahead and get their stats? Is it in their contract for them to get the big payday? I don't know. Like, it's just a lot. And when you got so many stars on the team, you kind of figured this is going to happen somewhere down the line. AJ, like you said, Evan, he's still having a great year. 4 games left, and now he's at 843 total receiving yards. He's going to break 1,000 easily. You know what I'm saying? So
but he's
he
been
still
a
has the
1,400 guy. That's what he's upset about.
I get it, but I mean, that's, again, we all said this in the very beginning of the season. Somewhere, and somebody is going to end up losing, that little bit of time or a little bit of, right.
I will say this though. Do you think it's
hold on. Who's this Benny Watt? Bro,
that's
nervous,
Bob.
right?
That's Bob from Down Under, man.
Bob? Nah, man, stop. Because I'm not nervous about shit. You know what I mean? I was cocky for the Ravens game, and I'm still cocky for the remaining part of the season, bro. Let me make sure you understand that correctly. All right. I'm riding with my team. They're gonna go ahead and do their thing. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, you know what I mean, I'm not upset about some of their play calling. That's me being a fan. So, you know what I mean? If you're gonna come at me, man, come at me correct. I ain't nobody scared about shit.
Ain't never scared. Ain't never scared.
Okay. I will say this though. Do you think Jalen's getting a little gun shy because of
yes?
Jalen's had one total.
It was like, yes.
He's only had, I think he's had one turnover in September. So you think he's just being gun shy, trying to be Mr. Perfect, and also trying to feed everybody in the system. How do you guys feel about that?
I think the first part of that
Absolutely.
you nailed on the head, because that was going to be my point next, is that I think Jalen Hurts has become hyper focused on not turning the ball over, which is something that I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. But you're absolutely right, Tim, that has resulted in taking less shots, and that has resulted in why exactly AJ Brown feels the way he feels, because he's not getting the yards, he's not getting the stats that he wants. I think that the two problems they go hand in hand. So yeah, I think he is gun shy, but like that, I'm of the belief right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
Right.
Like if you're not turning the ball over, if you're winning games,
All right.
what's
Right.
the problem?
Okay.
But
All right. So
what if the but my thing is, what if the we don't know what's being said in the meeting rooms? What is the coaching telling Jalen on where, like we want you to take less chances with the ball? My other thing that I've talked about a lot, Jalen being like 6'2", he's got some of the tallest guards in the league. Some of these middle routes, does his sight lines, does he miss certain things due to that's also with if he's not fast enough with the reads, also with the tall line
and this is the reason why I was saying when we signed Becton, I'm like, okay, they're going to turn a tackle into a guard, in which and by any means, offensive line play, I have no clue about. But one thing I do know is, as a former running back, when your guards are taller than you, it's hard to see. And then on the Jalen and the coaching part, there are some plays where it is designed to where the ball has to go. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes when we see Jalen, we're like, hey, Jalen, hit him. And Jalen's kind of gun shy with it. And then also, I will say this: there's a new Jalen's turning a new leaf. He's actually trying to spread the ball to his new rookies. I don't know if you've seen it, but our young bull from Florida State, I can't think of his name for some reason. Can you help me? Tall wide receiver. Can't think of it. Johnny Wilson.
Johnny Wilson.
Johnny Wilson. He got a couple of looks. Kyle Katera is getting looks. Congratulations to your son, Evan. He got his first touchdown. I need him to acknowledge that too. Nah, I gotta keep that. Now he just scored. He got to keep that now. But what I'm saying is, I think Jalen is getting pulled in different directions, and it might be, hey, the coaches might have to go to Jalen and say, hey, Jalen, all right, let's get our 2 stars involved. But then it goes, damn, the ball is going to be taken out of somebody's hands. Somebody's going to have to sacrifice.
So it goes back to what Gail said, though. You know, I mean, we don't know what's actually being talked about when it comes to the game plan, or when they're going over videos for the next game and stuff like that. But I could tell you one thing: again, being there, seeing it, Jalen was real loose, but I mean loose to the point where he wasn't putting his all behind his throws. Let's go back to the one where Devontae Smith broke his route, stood there waiting for that ball. He released it too late. The defender came, knocked it out.
Yeah.
Those, let's go back like 3-4 weeks ago. Those are plays we're excited to see happen, and we're so confident that it was going to happen. Now you sit there and you're like, wait a minute, did that just get defended? Like, did the defender really just play that ball the right way? Like, right. Jalen's now making these defenders look too damn good. Where, nah, man, I'm telling you, he didn't have no zing behind that throw on Sunday. I don't know. So,
do we think their corners are better than?
JC Horn is one of the top corners in the league.
JC Horn but he was hurt. He was hurt. I mean, he was hurt. He looked
still in the NFL, B. I get
it.
He's still in the NFL.
They had him in there. That was the coach's decision to have him in there. But I watched him. He looked very tender. You know what I mean? Those are the things you take advantage of. You want to go ahead and keep your player in there. We should be killing them. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't the case.
Todd brings up an interesting point. He says, I would hate if they try and force the ball to AJ versus Steelers and it bites us in the ass. Talks about how that defense is definitely the kind you want to protect the ball against. And he's right in the fact that it is one of the better defenses in the league. Do you think that Sirianni and company are going to try and force the ball to AJ? Or do you think it's going to be more of the same type of game plan?
I don't think they're going to try and force it to him, but I do think if you see, sometimes you see the next game, the first play, what we call for like AJ on a slant, and the in the especially Eagle crowds will be like, it's one of those petty claps because we know the situation. Anyway, it's like, all right, there's your pass, or like the fact that we went to Jahan Dotson early in the Washington game. We're like, it's like that. One of those kind of things, or we run the Philly special versus a certain team just the next year. Again, if we how soon we forgot what AJ Brown did to the Steelers, that play where he's in the end zone pointing at it's iconic photo where he's pointing at the defensive backs.
Fitzpatrick.
I love what AJ Brown is. I've loved, like, I have scout notes of AJ Brown in here of like, that was he was one of my dudes that I loved the way he played. The fact that we have him now and the fact that we got him, I love everything about that. There's one thing I've always worried about AJ Brown, and it's again with I remember when he got paid again, very quickly, and it was like, did they pay him to just let's keep AJ happy? Now I'm just wondering like what the picture is, and again I don't know AJ Brown like that. To this is just me guesstimating out here, and I'm not trying to and normally if I do get intel or get some juicy stuff, I will never give it here really like that. Like I hold stuff to the vest because I don't like I don't like the way that Philadelphia media moves sometimes to get a rise we just won. And if I had a juicy stuff, I still wouldn't have talked about it because, again, I love this team and I love this. But again, I just think, is AJ Brown, do we have to, I'm trying to think of the right word. We are keeping him happy. And then I was like, all right, let me go back and see how much he's getting paid this year and then divide it by, I'm bad with math, and divide it by how per game check, how much he's getting paid. Mm-hmm. Bro, you were getting paid so much money if I could get 4 catches in a game for 40 yards and still get what you get paid.
He wants that next contract though. He needs the resume to be able to point
contract. But we're talking about SB Super Bowl mindset, team goals. Like when you were thinking about your next contract, Van Tumeren was thinking about making a block. Like the guys that are not millionaires are thinking about just making the play. Like
they say this though. They always say this. Your first check, you take care of you. When you get that big contract, that's when you take care of the family. And it's like, bro, AJ, come on, bro. Like you came from Tennessee. Come on, son. Like what's going. Come on, wrap it up, son. Come on, son. Like you was in the bottom of the basement in Tennessee. They didn't want to win. Like you in Philadelphia. You're playing with a talented group. It's like, come on, son. Like you got everything here. Everything is here. And listen, if he gets a Super Bowl, it puts him in a different class than all those wide receivers that got drafted with the DKs and the rest of those guys. It puts him in a different category.
Don't you understand? It's the holiday season. He wants to put a pool in the backyard, not a jelly of the month club. All right.
All right.
And that's the funny thing is like you obviously you look across the way and at Devontae, and Devontae is, I'm just chilling here playing Call of Duty. I'm good. I'm minding my own business. I'm just chilling. And it's like I think about him coming from Bama, like the Bama way of them doing things is like keeping things close to the vest. Don't take the rat poison. They're very like strategic with what they let out. Jalen's been trained that way. Other ones, when you say something to the media, sometimes like when AJ said that, I was like, he's making a point here. He's trying to say something.
I want to also build off of what you said about AJ getting that contract early, and I'm not trying to. I love AJ. I think AJ is the best wide receiver we've had here since Terrell Owens. I think without AJ Brown, we don't have a legitimate chance at winning a Super Bowl.
Nice.
But you talk about how you're just trying to keep him happy, maybe, and give him that contract a little bit early. You remember last season, we had all these captains on the team, and this season Nick Sirianni is like, we got to dial that back, and he decided to uncaptain, take the C away from number 6. But 11 got to keep it. Do you think that he's just trying to, if he knew that he took that away from 11, do you think he would have been up in his feels?
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't want to say I don't want to say the word I'm thinking, because it's not like, are they coddling AJ Brown? But I think no. See, I don't want to say that. I'm not that I'm saying. I'm trying to think of a word to say that. Are they? Is it appeasing? Is that the word? Is that am I appeasing you? I mean, like, this is where I don't want the train is on the track to the playoff Super Bowl
to New Orleans.
There's no tracks going to track stats here. Like, I mean, even Donovan says, Joey Burrow leads the league in touchdowns, yards, and yards per game. Chase leads the league in touchdown receptions, catches, and yards, and they're 5-8. A great point, Donovan. It's like, if you're chasing stats, go ahead, chase the stats. Like, this is the team thing. We got players out here that are balling, and again, I didn't even want to talk about this. I mean,
how can I not talk about it?
No, I didn't want to talk about this, but I know we have to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're stacking dubs, not like now we're like, oh, they're fighting in the locker room, like, what's going on now? Like this, we got to talk about this stuff.
Pops brings up what Tim had talked about earlier, talking about what Landon Dickerson had to say. He says, I don't believe we're anywhere close to last year or anything. AJ, I think, is a great dude. I don't think he's a selfish bone in his body. I think he also just understands the type of team and caliber that we can be. So,
and the reason why, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry. The reason why I said that, and I was asking, like, did you guys see that? Because I fall on the fence, and I'll die on this sword. I think AJ was basically saying, we hold ourselves to this standard, and we should be better than this. I think that's what he was saying. And then he took the bait. You know how Philadelphia media, they toxic as hell. And then everybody just started running with it. That's what I think he was coming at it with. And then I just wish he went a different way about it and said, hey, Jay, we got to fix this, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's the story I'm gonna die.
If you hang around beat writers now, Eagles beat writers, their badge of honor is sometimes like, I remember that time you got so and so to say what, like, they'd be like, yeah, bro, like, that's like scoring like 4 touchdowns in the game. Like, remember that time you caught T.O. out in the in the driveway doing the, it's like they got that moment. So whoever got him to say whatever he's, oh man, whatever. We're trying to bring this team together. Hopefully, we're trying to bring them together.
But it ain't no hopefully though, man. We are bringing this team together. I still think that it just got blown out of context, man. I mean, again, we're just talking about a week ago. These guys were good. A week ago, they were good, so they're fine, man. It's just one little thing that just got blown up because the media just needs something to go ahead and talk about nowadays. That's all.
Now, shout out to Birdman, says, I think it's Jalen missing wide open receivers that the fan base is getting tired of. But I get it. Like, if you go throughout every single game, QBs miss wide receivers. It just is what it is. I mean, it just I'm really about the dubs, man. Like, there's at times like our line was breaking down this past week. Mm-hmm. There was a couple plays that led to points that Jalen had to pull out of his own. He had to pull out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool. Oh, but then there's plays where it's the 4. We talk about the 4-minute offense with the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know why the 4-minute offense is so some type of struggle when it's like a 2nd and 8 or whatever the play, and he takes a sack, and you're like, bro, this is why don't we just give it to Saquon give us like a manageable short play on third down, and now it's just like I don't know. Very interesting that last drive.
Yeah. But if I could bring up the spirits here, let's talk about something positive from the game that I witnessed. We've been giving a lot of praise to Cooper DeJean, to Quinyon Mitchell all this year, but I think it's time we start giving Jay Hunt his flowers. That man has been playing well, dude. Each and every week, the past, I would say, month or so, I have noticed improvements in his game. He looked like a cartoon character chasing after what's called on that one play.
Bryce Young.
Yeah, Bryce Young on that one play. Bryce Young is a quick little guy, dude. He is tough to prime your music.
You got that Russell Wilson sneaky.
But
but you want to talk about
he's quicker than Russ, dude. He's
yeah, but you know how Russ used to sneak up out of stuff.
Yeah.
He'd be like, damn.
No, it's funny how you said he looked like a cartoon. The one that really looked like a cartoon was Jordan Davis. Jordan,
Oh, right up. Yeah, he caught him. Yeah.
Jordan Davis had me laughing trying to chase after Bryce Young.
Hey, Primo, I have a question. How was it cold there? Was it windy?
Nah, so in the very beginning of the day, my ass was over layered with gear, thinking it was going to be freezing because when I came out of my house, it was. And as the day went on, it got warmer and the sun was hitting us at the right spots. So no, I was sweating. I was sweating in the stands, bro.
It was cold when we got to the tailgate.
Yeah, but it was
57 by game time.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
wild.
that's a
man.
brick. Yeah, that's a brick.
It was
All right.
wild. So I
It
was
windy
sweating.
though.
yeah to a guy that lives in 120 degree weather. all
Hey,
year round.
we've had many a tailgate. I don't ever remember us having to hold the tent from flying.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Oh, damn.
that was wild.
If we would have not held it,
We
our
needed
tent
some
would have been
weights.
on Patterson Avenue.
Right. All right. I have a question. And you set this up. I'm trying to set you up like a scout now. Like I need you in the scout box. I need you to write the temperature. Nice. You know what I'm saying? What time it was. How do we feel about Jake, bro? I mean,
So as
Jake,
a
sorry.
card carrying member of the Kickers Are People Too Society, I have to call out my man when
No.
when it's time to be called out. Jake,
No.
Jake struggled, bro. You can't deny he struggled this year.
No.
You can't-
Bro,
he's having a down year, Prime. You have to
I am
call it what
so-
it is.
I
Call
am
a spade
so
a spade.
shocked that this is coming from you. From
I-
you.
well, it's actually coming from me.
Did you
sorry.
hear? Did you hear
I-
how I built up to that? That
I'm
as a
kinda-
guy that's constantly supports the
Bro,
special
that-
teamers,
I-
that I
I-
have to
no,
call them
no,
out
no.
when they are
But
transgressing.
do you think
Is
shout out
it
to
his
shout out
fault though?
Yeah,
I don't know.
dude, that he missed the one field goal by a whole house.
Hold on. But let me build it up on why I asked that question.
All right.
We're
no,
talking
go ahead.
about somebody that is on the sideline kicking invincible field goals into that net, or just kicking his leg away. When somebody was accustomed to kickoffs, kickoffs on after every touchdown, after every field goal, whatever.
You think
All
his leg's
right.
not loose enough?
I don't think he's loose enough, bro.
Bro.
But he's got
I'm being
all he
dead
has to do
ass.
on the sideline is warm himself up.
Nah.
He has-
Time out. Time out. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this?
Every kicker has the same routine. There's nothing that changes. Like he goes out at the second half, 20 minutes early, lines up. He does his mental trick. Like
He's been
nothing
doing that
changes.
every year. You're right, every year. But
Okay.
he's still got a lot of things taken away from him. I'm just saying. I don't feel like he's loose enough.
But I don't think that, like, as a position like kicking, I don't think that you can. There's not an excuse for missing kicks because you lost your ability to do kickoffs. I'm sorry. Like there's kicking is one of those things that is not a gray area. Like you look at the defensive line, and we've talked about Jordan Davis and how it's been kind of, I've criticized Jordan Davis, but then there's people that are like, you're not seeing, it's not showing up in the stat box what he's doing in the on the run defense. It's kind of a gray area. People argue over what Jordan Davis does. If you miss a kick, you miss a kick. If you make a kick, you make a kick. And Jake Elliott has been missing kicks at way more than he has in his entire career.
Totally agree with you. You know what I mean? But it's just not Jake. It's throughout the whole NFL. So, all right, Jake is fucking up. Jake, you're fucking up. All right.
How about this? How about
Is
this?
kicker COVID going around? Is that what you're saying?
But what I'm saying is just think about really start paying attention because that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, Tucker's down.
Tucker, Aubrey. Look, they gave the kickoff assignments to their punters on their teams, not on Baltimore, on Dallas. Yesterday, their punter was kicking off. I'm just saying, I really think that plays an effect. I'm just throwing it out there. It's happening throughout all the NFL teams.
Before you go, I mean, he hit a Jawn in the stands, and she got hospitalized because he was that off.
Yeah.
He hit a Jawn in the face. He hit a Jawn in the face.
So
he hit a Jawn in the face, and she's in the hospital now.
I'm saying this. I'm saying this here. Shout out to Philly Captain here. If we have to do a moment where Jake Elliott's out there, and we got to give him a standing ovation, just to say we believe in the guy. Prime, you were actually in a commercial with him.
Yes, I am.
Would you give Jake Elliott a standing ovation to get him back on track? I would.
Hell yes, I will. Yes,
Evan, resident, used to be millennial. Now he's 30-year-old in the Tybo class.
He wears khakis. He wears khakis.
And
how's Trey Turner doing this past year after that standing ovation? That worked out well, right?
Okay, I was just asking. I'm not saying that we're doing it.
I think MB got a standing ovation.
No, listen, man. Give AJ Brown a standing ovation. Give Jalen Hurts a standing ovation. Jake Elliott, dude, you got people too. You got one job. You got to do it.
Now, shout out to Mr. Iflo.
Part of his job is being taken away from him, bro.
Exactly. He's got no excuse then to do what's remaining left in his job.
Mr. Iflo says, I think the media has been baiting AJ for the past couple of weeks. Check his last 3 pressers. He called him out twice, gave them what they wanted, ran with it. Media got chill, man. I mean, the media is going to media. You just have to realize that, are you taking the bait? Like, you're an all-pro, like, as much as he's an all-pro wide receiver, you got to be an all-pro interviewer. Like, you got to know when the cheese is being baited.
Put out there, yeah. Especially by a radio station like WIP that just, I mean, not for nothing. My guy ESP when I used to work there, but he lives on clickbait.
So if someone, some reporter came up to me at a tailgate and said, "Oh, what do you think of Ev's cheesesteaks this week? Were they
up to your standard?
And trying to bait me into like saying something bad about Ev's cheesesteak, and I gotta know
about my cheesesteaks.
I'm just saying.
Backhand away saying something about cheesesteaks.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it was.
But
I've been hand slicing the cheese nowadays.
I had a nice little shot of you on the grill with the sizzling of the steak. Did you see that the live?
I'm not so sure.
See,
but I want to also throw a big shout out to my man at the beginning of that tailgate that was coming in clutch, helping. I had an issue with the grill where he was able to identify the wind patterns for us. And
is it Tim?
Tim Armstrong.
Yeah, shout out to Tim.
Oh, he showed up. Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, shout
out to you, Tim.
Yeah.
Tim and the family showed up.
Yeah, I finally was able to put a face to the name, so it helped out. And
yeah, it was cool seeing.
Yeah, me and Tim, we clicked.
And he hooked me up with a nice pork, egg, and cheese too. So thank you.
Yeah, we had some tailgate drama. I'm like, we don't own a lot, so like we set up our tailgate, and then all of a sudden we're waiting for our DJ to show up, and our DJ is a little late, and then some other tailgate shows up, and their DJ just sets his DJ equipment 5 feet away from our tailgate. I'm like, so there was a little tailgate war going on a little bit. Obviously,
I eased the relations. I worked a bacon, egg, and cheese into his hand.
We worked whatever food we had left over into their hands at the end of the tailgate. You know what I mean? It was all good.
Shout out to Bob Cavanaugh as well, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it really wasn't a big deal, but I mean, I try to give him a heads up. I mean, like, you want to hey, listen, we do have a DJ. We're here every week, but if you want to set, I mean, I told his people that they obviously didn't relate the message. He put up his speakers, and then of course once Lowski or even Lowski's partner, when they got there and put up their speakers,
Hey,
his speakers didn't have a chance.
I'm not even saying any names, but then our DJs got into it, and then one of our DJs went home. So you don't need you guys. I don't think you guys even knew that happened.
I didn't even know that happened.
He had a meltdown.
He had a meltdown
and left the tailgate. I'm like, yo, where'd our other DJ go? He's like,
that was bad.
And Lowski's like, I don't think he's built for this. I was laughing. But something I'm not laughing about. I'm loving. Actually, I'm loving. Shout out to Underdog, man. Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones are ice cold? Make your entries in just a few taps. Turn your sports opinions into real money, Ev. I know you're a frugal gang over there, but this is what you got to do, man. I mean, you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats like passing yards, interceptions, touchdowns, and much more. If we're going to go off our recent drama in the passing game, if you're going to say 250 yards, Jalen Hurts, I'm going to say
AJ.
lower.
AJ over 100.
AJ over 100 this week. I'm going with that. Saquon over 100, going with that. Jahan Dotson for one catch or less, I'm going with that.
If you before the season, if you had heeded my warning and said Saquon for 2,000 all-purpose yards on the year, you'd only be 100 yards away from that.
You'd be a rich man. You'd be a rich man. So listen to Ev. But Underdog is the best play to play champion. So sign up and deposit now using the promo code Jawn to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Download that app, man. Make sure you download on your app. Use our code Underdog Fantasy. And here's the best part: is the read. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus Massachusetts, Arizona. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. AZ 1-800 next step 1-800-639-8783 or text next step to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hot Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text Hope NY 467-369.
Before we jump back into the Eagles, I want to take a look around the league real quick and just ask you guys' opinion on something. You happen to catch the latest coach hiring? How about those UNC Tar Heels getting Bill Belichick?
Oh, that happened.
Crazy.
Oh, they fired Mario.
Do you guys think like this was my first thought with it? I mean, there's every NFL season, every coaching cycle, there's going to be guys that lose their jobs. Do you think it's kind of weird that he's accepting this position before really even having an opportunity with some of these NFL openings? Or do you think he just wants the total control in college?
Bro, I think he's just over the whole NFL. I mean, yeah, he's gotten loose ever since his divorce.
He's trying to hang out around some more college kids.
He's trying to go to more parties, bro. He's trying to hit the parties up, man.
Hey, if we
like Bobby Kraft, like Billy Check, yeah.
Hey, we saw Belichick on the ring light camera.
Yeah,
we know what's going on. Hey, but my thing is, I think he has full control. I think him and Nick Saban are friends. I think he's probably talked about the difference between coaching the NFL and college. We know Nick Saban went to the Miami Dolphins, then headed back to college. It'd be interesting. I thought that was when I see the interview with North Carolina. I'm like, North Carolina. It didn't even like come to my mind that it was like, oh, he's going to college. Because I was like, what team is in North Carolina? I was like, Carolina.
It's a Jordan school too.
That's my brother's new Dallas Cowboys since his Cowboys suck.
Mm-hmm.
He's happy about the Tar Heels. They're gonna win it all now.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments, man. We missed a lot of comments in the chat. Shout out to you guys in the comments and that are making comments. Shout out to Rack Shack. He says, felt that Hurts was doing his best to avoid turning over the ball. It's good, but you have to take risk in the deep ball in tight window throws. Has to release it early. And the funny thing is, I saw Bryce Young make some ridiculous throws last week.
Yo,
Where-
okay.
No, just saying that we're talking about like taking these risks and throws that one of the announcers was like, he threw it into a defensive meeting and still completed the pass. So what do you guys think on that?
I mean, honestly, Bryce Young, from last year, from the time he got benched earlier this year to when he starting again, he looks like a completely different player, man. I think that benching actually did him good. He was able to sit back, kind of reflect on the mistakes that he made, watch from the bench. And I mean, if you're Carolina, that's exactly what you want to see. It was looking bleak. They were ready to start calling him a bust. And obviously, Carolina's not having a great year by any means this year anyway. But I mean, it's looking bright. And I think that next year, instead of kind of going after a quarterback in the draft, you can continue to build around Bryce if he continues to ride out the rest of the season looking like this.
I will say this for Bryce, he's playing with house money. You're going to go into Philadelphia. You're going to try to stunt the world, and you ain't got nothing to lose. It's Friday, Craig. You ain't got no job. You know what I mean? That's what he was doing. That's what he's doing. And definitely shout outs to Herbert. I mean, he traded a Shosky mask with an young Eagle kid. Man, we couldn't tackle him. I don't know what was going on with that. The running game was really effective against us.
Also effective.
Still didn't break 100 though.
I mean, their wide receiver, old as all hell. Wide receiver.
Yeah, Thielen. Damn.
No, I mean that's the guy. That's the guy,
bro.
That's the guy that I mentioned. That if you were going to bring a wide receiver 3, that's the technician.
That would have been the guy. Yeah.
But again, like my thing is like it was not nice to see, but to see Cooper against a technician. I mean, this is something he's going to learn from. Obviously, Slay had a couple mishaps there, but then came back and. If you just watch the tape, this is what you gotta have a short-term memory. You gotta come back and make a big play. That was great. I think that Xavier Legette, I am surprised that he even finished the game because he got pretty much sent to heaven in the first quarter. If you wanna get some laughs, go listen to a Xavier Legette interview. He's got the most country bumpkin accent.
Ever. Yeah.
You ever listen to talk?
I have heard him talk, yeah.
Never heard.
I love the way. I love when he starts talking.
Cetaphil. I use that Cetaphil. Oh my
yeah, I was trying to go Slay.
He almost went to sleep.
Can we? There is something that we haven't talked about yet that I think kind of needs to be addressed. In the spirit of calling people out when they need to be called out. Vic Fangio's got a lot of praise this year. But the 3rd and 4th down conversions by the Panthers this week, dude, they were, I think 3 for 4 or 4 for 5 on 4th down conversions.
Look at that on 4th down. 4th down, they were like 4 for 2, 4 for 3.
The one throw from the end zone where Josh Sweat missed them. I was I was watching the game like
that was on our side. Yeah.
My soul left my body because I thought that was
the amount of just letting them stay in it with the if you are able to just stop those drives, that game is not nearly as close as it felt. So letting them convert on those 3rd and 4th downs. Those were the backbreakers of this game, I believe.
I would have loved to seen all y'all reaction if y'all had been there when we in the building. I'm gonna say a good 90% of that place thought that it was caught on that.
Xavier Legette.
Where Xavier Legette trapped it.
Mm-hmm.
bro, everybody, it just stood quiet, and you literally heard a kid screaming out, "Oh no!" from a distance. Like that's how quiet it
Oh
got in there.
no!
And then we were just like all just looking around, and when that referee called incomplete, everybody
Yeah, the sigh.
everybody
You can
saw
take
us
the air
doing
out.
that.
You take the air out of it.
Right, we were like, we all looked at each other and were like, yes. Like, oh, it was wild, bro. It was wild.
Yeah. Shout out to Tony. He talks about a moment where so I'm more concerned with Jakey's Yips. Coach on the weekend made a 4th down call based on his kicker not having 50 yards in him. Can't do that in playoffs. And then going back to thinking about how automatic Jake Elliott has been, like it was like about 72% that he was hitting. And the fact that I would just question to you guys, do you feel like Coach Sirianni, obviously we have made him, he's put Jake in a situation to kick, and he actually missed after like being iced by his own coach. But do you think Sirianni made the right decision on sitting Jake on the bench and going for it on 4th down?
I don't. I think that he should have trotted him out there, honestly, and
Oh.
tried. I really do. I think that, I mean, Jake needs to snap out of this before the playoffs, and there's no way for him to snap out of it unless he takes those kicks. If I can give one piece of positivity, thinking about the playoffs, as it sits right now, Detroit continues to roll. It's going to be hard, unless they lose, obviously, to get that number 1 spot. They play in a dome. Super Bowl is played in a dome this year. So hopefully we can, if we get there, when we get there, Jake's going to be playing in very controlled conditions.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm about to say.
What
You're
you got
gonna
to
hate
say?
me. I say you sign the kicker, put him on a practice squad, throw fire under his ass. That's what I said.
He got an extension this offseason.
You got to put fire under his ass. Nope,
No.
I'm with it. We can't have.
No diddy, man. No diddy.
Here's where I disagree, and I talk about how kickers are a lot like pitchers in the MLB. Like, I think that they are extremely mental, man. And it's one thing if you put a quarterback or another position behind someone to light a fire under someone's ass, but a kicker, dude, they just are mental. They're in their own heads too much, and I don't want to be messing with Jake's mentals when we're already. You give me that look. You want to.
No,
you weren't giving Prime that look when he was talking about losing the kickoffs.
Yeah, that's a different subject.
I had a point, damn it.
All right. So rebuttal to your statement, what you just said. I feel like as a I play basketball, and I play basketball in Germany. I feel like it's one of those things. It's psyche. Practice doesn't mean that you're going to make more free throws. It's your confidence. That's what it's all about. You can have it bad. Like I remember I went through a slump shooting a free throw. I'm not going to say on live what I did to fix it. But you get my drift. If you're a college athlete, okay, off screen.
Fucking baby oil, man. I tell you.
No, come on, son. No diddy, son. Come on, son. No, damn, you got me off track saying this. Anyway, I'm saying to say this is, it's like when you're shooting free throws because you're having a shooting slump, and it's all in your mind that you keep on missing the free throws, right? Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is maybe it's just his confidence, and I agree with you on that part. Mind psyche might be catching the yips, but I'll tell you what I did off camera.
Okay, but your point is that it could be his mind psyche. So why are you bringing in a backup kicker then?
Like I said, put some fire in that ass. Make him focus.
He's like, bring some fire and put it under his ass for some baby oil.
Come on, son.
If you saw Justin Tucker and his coach and their interaction after he missed a couple kicks, Harbaugh came up to him and said, "Give him a hug."
Yeah.
I think we're at a level with their relationship with Sirianni and whatever, and Jake, to the point where like go get it, go
That's-
go win this bitch. We saw him in the Super Bowl run kick that banger of a field goal, which was amazing. And that thing with Jake Elliott, for whether it's football, whether it's softball, home run derby, whether it's ping pong, whether it's he's the most competitive and he wins all the time. So the fact that he's having this losing streak, you know, it's a kicker's world sometimes, and they just have to live in it. So
Okay.
the fact that he come out of it is the question.
You bring up Justin Tucker, and I just have to tell a story that happened this past weekend, because not many people know this, but Justin Tucker actually is the only kicker in the league who has his own coach. He has his own kicking coach, and that kicking coach happens to be the former mayor of my hometown. This guy, Randy Brown, has been his kicking coach literally his entire career, and he comes into the restaurant that I work at regularly. And so I see Randy relatively.
You guys on a first name basis?
We are.
Like,
But
is he like Hollywood? Hollywood.
He's Hollywood. But I will say that I was very much biting my tongue when I saw him this Saturday, because I just wanted to be. So what's up with Jake? You any job security? What's your thoughts there?
Well, that's his job security.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Justin Tucker. I wanted to be like, what's going on there?
He's like,
that's your guy.
He's like, I might need a new job. Get rid of that guy. I don't know. Heath has a question from. He said, "Hey yo, what's up from California, Birds fam? Got a question for y'all. Do any of you dudes or have owned a non-Eagles jersey? I know Gail got a Bears, Gail, Sarah's Jawn. Just wondering. I got a Walter Payton Jawn too.
One sec, I'll show you.
I have a Deion Sanders. I got Deion Sanders.
I got a Barry Sanders.
Got Barry Sanders. Ooh, it's classic. It's classic.
I had a Barry Sanders. I used to rob Barry Sanders every Thanksgiving. Then I stopped.
That's cool for the Thanksgiving game. I love Barry Sanders. Oh,
Yeah,
look at Ev.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
the one,
Ev.
that's the one I got.
It's very random. Hold on.
I got a Barry Sanders jersey.
Little Barry action.
Yeah, I was telling him while you were grabbing the jersey. I wasn't sure if you heard, but I used to rock it every Thanksgiving.
The
Barry
Barry.
Sanders was never
Barry
bad.
Sanders.
He's
Everybody
one of
was
the
a
goats.
fan.
He's one of the goats.
Facts, bro. Facts.
Back then, I was a big Wayne Corbett and Curtis Martin fan.
Okay.
Yo, Prime was wearing Wayne Corbett jerseys in the club with a headband. Were you?
I was wearing Wayne Corbett jerseys in the club, bro.
I know, man. I didn't
When
even
NFL 2K came out on
I didn't even have to ask.
Dreamcast? Oh, stop playing.
bro,
Stop
it was
playing,
a wrap.
bro.
It was a wrap.
There you go.
Trips to the right. Trips.
That's it. Let's leave the club, but let's go get your ass handed to you on the Dreamcast. Let's go.
I had a Randy Moss. I had a Randy Moss Vikings 84.
Randy's one of my favorites all time.
Randy Moss. I had
Prayers
that,
up
and
for
then-
Randy, man. Hope that
Yeah, most definitely. Jonas, right? It's Jonas.
it looks like he had the yellow eyes. Yeah,
My daughter had that, bro. It's
So what happened? It was something that happened on live TV?
He's taking like a leave from ESPN because
Yeah.
he's got jaundice. Yeah.
Todd came up with the clutch. Yup, I did.
Yep.
I did
Yes,
rock
sir.
Tim
Yes,
with
sir.
the jersey. Yes, sir.
Double soul, son.
Fresh
Double
trees.
soul.
Fresh trees.
This guy. I also had a Steve McNair jersey.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I had a Mike Allstott jersey. Never wore it.
Oh, nice. My I have to call my my best friend Tom out. He had growing up diehard Eagles fan. Had a Clinton Portis jersey in his
Clinton Portis was nice though. Come on.
Yeah, I used to rock. You know, what I mean, the U was my team, but I never rocked. Nope, couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I was a big Sean Taylor fan, but when he went to Redskins, it was just like, oh, why you break my heart like that?
Yeah.
Bob from Down Under says, what makes you think being a 27-year-old pampered, overpaid sportsman means you're mature?
I don't think that it means that at all. I think that you just got to.
You weren't
do your
kidding
job
about
though in
this being
team, man.
Bob, huh?
Yeah.
Bob?
Okay.
I think you just got to do your job, and if you're winning, don't be causing waves. Don't rock the boat. No reason. That check's still gonna clear, bro. We're gonna
Absolutely.
clear at the end of the week. Just
I mean,
rock
like,
the boat.
damn. Throw me one pass and I'll be happy with the check. I just need one pass.
Yes.
Shit.
Imagine if Antonio Brown was in this locker room.
Oh boy.
Jesus
The
Christ.
stuff he would be saying.
Nah.
This is. It's,
Two
I
different
mean,
pair of shoes on, one earring longer than the other. He got gold mixed with silver. I mean, AJ Brown just all over the place. I think one side of the brain is working different from the other. Too soon? My bad. Too soon.
Too soon. Too soon.
My bad.
Kevin says, please put my comment up about the media. Did I put it up?
No, you didn't. BO 1990 talked about having a
Jeremy
Jeremy. He was
Giants
literally
jersey
my
or
least
Saints one?
favorite player, bro.
Saints or
growing up.
Giants?
I
Please answer
hated
this one.
Jeremy Shockey so
Jeremy
much.
Shockey came from the U, bro, but I
What?
damn you.
No. I'm asking him a question. Giants or Saints? Which one?
I only remember him on the Giants personally.
What? He killed them on the Giants. He killed us.
I said I remember him.
I
I
thought
you said you
Yeah,
didn't.
no, I only remember him on the
other
Giants.
two thought.
Ev had his crayons, and he had his coloring book. He was like,
you were mad young though.
Screw Jeremy Shockey, Dad, stop smoking your cigar so I can watch the game.
Why are we wearing 8-0?
I was thinking about that a couple of days ago. I was like, imagine having like the game is on and watching my dad like slowly enjoy
A cigar.
a cigar. I would be like, bro, what the hell? Like, come on, let's watch the game.
Yeah, I couldn't do the whole pausing and then rewinding. I couldn't do it.
Nah.
I at least appreciated. We used to like watch the game in the front room of my house, and he would stand on the front step and watch through the glass window, and at least the game could be watched live. And he's just watching out the window, smoking from outside, smoking a cigar.
Somebody look at this. Somebody look at this. You see this?
Stay Humble podcast is what's the status on CJ GJ? Like, there's moments in that game I thought he had died twice, and I was like, yo, he some of the commentators like he came out of the tent and comes up with the big play. Like he was like,
wife said it looked even more harsh on TV than what we
oh
saw.
yeah, it looked rough. I thought he was
It looked rough, but I mean, like you said, he seems to be all right.
Shout out to CJ DJ for getting the most annoying award. Shout out to him.
I also want to say, while we're on the topic of injuries, I'm not trying to kick anybody while they're down, but do you think that Aiden McConnell, he ended up going down? He got carted off, had the air cast put on his leg and everything, and then today it came out that it was just a bone bruise. Do you feel like he's feeling a little stupid today?
Bruh.
Perk, to answer your question, I did not, man. I did not see him interacting. So, I mean, that's another question you ask yourself, like, what's that all about?
I did see him on the tablet.
Wow. Corey Dillon jersey Tim had.
Ooh.
Corey Dillon.
With the Bengals, right? With the Bengals.
Yeah.
Pippin, Corey Dillon.
Oh, he also plays the.
That was about the only Penn State. That was the only Penn State guy.
He played with the Patriots. He played with the Patriots too.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah,
he won.
He won. He won.
843 Drum Legend says, I agree with Prime. Jake wasn't missing kicks consistently until they took him off kickoffs. This is if I had a conspiracy theme song.
This is some tinfoil hat stuff.
Hey, we should look into this, Prime. You want to make this wear a t-shirt?
You should just
put Jake back on kickoffs right outside NovaCare.
He's out there with the trash can.
I'm gonna
put him back on kickoff.
I'm gonna ask Nady to make me a sign. I'm
gonna
ask
Nady
to make me a sign, and I'm gonna probably start the standing ovation to get this shit turned around.
Oh man!
Speaking of those guys that infamously stood outside NovaCare, I saw this post the other day that was talking about. Do you think that those same guys that were standing out there with the "Run the Ball" sign and the trash cans are feeling upset about Jalen Hurts in the passing game this year? They're running the ball too much.
Can't win, man. Can't win.
Yeah, you can't win, bro. Can't win.
Nah.
Now, Darren asked, how many times has Jake been clutch for us? And first, how many times has he been off?
He's been clutch more than he's been off.
Been clutch.
Sure.
He's been clutch. But y'all, but hey, keep that same energy for Jalen though. Keep that. That's what I want to say. Keep that same thing for keep that same energy for Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts in 22 was killing. Guided us to the Super Bowl.
It's 24.
I don't care. We're going back. We're going back for Jake.
You know,
Keep that same energy. That's all I'm saying.
The kind of questions I was getting, I get some on game day are very harsh.
Questions?
Directed
towards the team?
No. They're like when the game's going on, like, you know, people would just say that.
I didn't know when he was gonna come out and say, "Do you lose? Do you not lose?"
Yeah, it's usually anti Jalen.
I didn't know where the fuck this was going, bro.
It's all pretty much. I'm having to talk people off ledges about like Jalen's not that dude. Jalen can't get us over the. I'm like, bro, we're 11-2. If he wasn't here, where the hell would we be?
Mhm.
We would be an average football team.
Yeah.
So at what point in time, like, do you figure out like a football team has like its parts, and like if that one part is not working, the rest doesn't work. If the offensive line is not working, we're not talking about Saquon Barkley and his stats.
Mhm.
If our coach Vic Fangio is Sean Desai, this defense isn't working like it's supposed to work. Everything about this team, everyone has to play their part. And if you don't understand like team dynamics and like all that kind of stuff, even the Kenny Gainwells of the world, we need a Kenny Gainwell to give these breaks to Saquon. Like everyone has to play the part, dude. And like if we're winning at a high rate, I think everyone's playing their part.
Do you think Jalen called AJ last night and read him some soft-spoken poetry to mend the fences?
Yo.
Hey man, we got main thing.
Hey, everything you just said right now, Gail, I need you to drop a bomb clue. I need ad-libs when you're preaching like that.
I'm just saying, what the fuck? I mean, like the whole thing about people just saying like we don't have this without certain players, man. Like they all have to like to get a Super Bowl now. We have to have everybody on the same page. You can get into the playoffs, that's cool and everything, but we've seen what the Cowboys are.
And I think that
shots fired.
I think that Jalen's skill set is non-traditional in what a quarterback traditionally has been. I mean, like I feel like he's been leaning a lot on his legs more than he has been on his arm this year, and that's with weapons like Devontae, with AJ Brown. But ultimately, like he has a skill set. We've said time and time again, like with the tush push and all that. Why isn't there more people that are doing that? Josh Allen, I saw do it successfully the other week, but we got a guy that is able to get that short yardage, and that is kind of being. I don't know that people just want the big play. They want the flash. They want the highlight reel, and they're upset that the 1 yard getting it across the line is what's getting it done.
And that's the reason why I sit there and say keep that same energy, because when Jalen's over here playing hero ball and he's throwing and it's intercepted and you're like, damn, why he didn't make that throw? Mm-hmm. Crickets. Oh, he should be benched. And then now he's playing it safe, just keeping it here, keep the main thing, and keep on winning. Now everybody got a damn problem.
What we're getting at in a roundabout way is Emmanuel Acho an enemy of the state.
Emmanuel Acho is
boom.
Emmanuel Acho is Gerald Levert Sports. That's what he is. Okay.
Facts. Oh, Casanova looking at.
If you haven't seen Gerald Levert, look that up. I'll give you a second, and then he's Gerald Levert Sports.
Hey, Macho, I'm gonna need you to cut your hair, son. Yo, Cat, stop rocking the Usher Mohawk back in like 2013. Cut that joint, man.
No, I think
let it burn, son.
Someone called him word salad.
Who? Emmanuel? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's just a lot of words. You could have summed that up in like.
He also comes across as I'm not trying to Not trying to take shots, but he does on that panel come across as a guy that just wants to say his point and isn't exactly listening to what the other people are saying.
Trying to sound smart. He is.
Thank
I think I'm just saying. I think that he has his mindset, and it's tough to talk him off of it.
Shout out to my guy Chris. We like to call him Chris from VA. He says he will be at the game on Sunday. Hey, I told you you could crash. I said you could crash at the crib, Chris. I just want to let you know. Still, invitation's still open. I'm gonna say this. I'm just obviously I've been helping out Jordan Spector at his art shop. And it's been I'm just gonna say the Saquon effect is super real. Mm-hmm. I've talked to probably about 300 random Eagle fans in the last week about their love for Saquon, and it's like gushing. People are just like can't
having that many conversations. Right?
Yeah, like it's like
really
because there's a he has the Saquon jump like artwork standing there, so people just like they look at the play and they just say, "This guy's such a humble dude. Have you watched his interviews?" I'm like, and like I start rambling because obviously, but it's I'm just happy that we got him, dude. I mean, it's like there's like two great like and the funniest stuff is you'll see like older women like grandmothers walk by like talk about the play. That was the best play I've seen in my life. Like it's like it's just like it's crazy.
We came across a Giants fan at the mall. Me and Mark. Shout out to Mark and his family for coming through. I took him to Deptford Mall, and Giants fan was shopping at Dick's Sporting Goods. I didn't hesitate. Went right up to him, gave him a handshake, and I said thank you. He looked at me. Took him a couple seconds to realize what I was thanking him for, but you know what I mean. Then we got into deep conversation. You know, of course, he sounded like a true Giants fan. Saquon's going to go ahead and get hurt eventually. This and that. I'm like, yeah, bro, like that mad. But you know, what I mean, to all you Giants fans that are tuning in, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Gracias.
Hey, man,
it is the gift of the season.
Yes.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Thank you.
Now shout out to Bud Light and Red Bull for giving the tailgate wings, man. We had a good turnout, man. A lot of people from all over the place. Shout out to Red Bull, and then shout out to Bud Light, man, for holding us down. And then shout out to Evan Hollywood Hearn, man. Evan Hollywood Hearn did his thing out there.
Shout out to
adversity.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cifelli's Pizza, man. Again, maybe we can get some pizza there this week.
Yeah, listen, man. I mean, I took Mark and the family over there. We got it in. Had some great food. Had some panzerottis, man. Evan, what you know about the panzerottis, bro?
Hey, that's where my restaurant. Is it the Tarantini Panzerotti?
Tarantini's, bro. Tarantini's.
What is a panzerotti? Is that something like a car?
It's like a pizza turnover that's deep fried.
Yeah, what you rocking? I got a panzerotti.
Mm-hmm. They ended up having one. They both loved it. So
okay,
mission
accomplished. Shout out to Huertas, man.
Shout out to Huertas, the Huerta family. I took them out to dinner last night. They're great family, great Eagle family. All decked out in Eagles gear. And then we went to Longwood Gardens, man. Nice. Good time, man. Got in the Christmas spirit, man. Got in the Christmas spirit.
I bet you the girls loved it, huh? The girls loved it.
Yeah, they had a great time, man. We were laughing, man. Laughing, drinking hot chocolate. We listened to Christmas carols. Good times, man. Wish it would have snowed, man. Wish it would have snowed. Maybe we'll get a 4th and Jawn triple date. Bring out the ladies.
Yeah, I'm in.
Tim, we'll FaceTime you.
Yeah, we'll FaceTime you.
Well, before we usually get out of here, we do a say it with your chest moment. Like say it with your chest. Like this is obviously the opportunity to say what you need to say about anything, about big paper or.
I would like to go first this week. I want to say it with my chest where we all agree that 11-2 is where we're at. Gail, you touched upon big things about we play this game as a team. And if there's one piece of the puzzle that's missing, it kind of interrupts the whole puzzle. It's not just, you know, one man that's going to make a whole difference. It's a team that makes a difference. You know, we could be in a better spot. Tim, you touched upon that. We could be better, you know, worse teams like, you know, how Dallas is dealing with right now, what San Fran is dealing with right now, what the Giants is dealing with right now, but we're not. We're 11-2 standing strong in our division. You know, we just gotta go ahead and ride this wave. This is what we talked about. This is what we wanted. And, you know, 11-2 is a good spot to be at. I'm still confident that we can go ahead and get that number one spot. You know, Detroit looks tough, but I'm not scared of them. I'm really not, man. I'm not scared of them at all. Let's just go ahead and get this thing together. You know, finish strong, and we're gonna be at the promised land, just like we talked about in the very beginning of the season.
Said promised land. Who's next? Say it with your chest.
Tim, you want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go. Shout out to all the parents out there. You know, it's Christmas time. You know, you got bills, you know, the whole works, right, to make your household go. But I'm getting tired of these little ass elves, man. I'm getting tired of this, son. Yeah, the elf on the shelf, son. I'm gonna need y'all to scale this joint back, son.
I never got it.
Listen.
I don't even understand what
Okay.
it is.
It was after my time too. Yeah.
Listen, I put hard work and effort into my elf on the shelf for my daughter. excuse the kids. Excuse the kids. But I put time and effort in this. And I definitely want to say this. You're appreciated. If nobody's telling you, Uncle Tim is here. We appreciate you. 4th of Jawn. Merry Christmas.
So is anyone to tell me what the elf on the shelf is?
It's like it's this little doll.
Kids are watching, bro.
That they're
I see that part,
much money.
Don't
kids are watching. That's why I didn't say what I wanted to say.
We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you, Uncle.
Keep for the chat. Keep for the chat.
Thank you. I don't need to be running downstairs in the middle of the night like,
oh, hey! This past weekend, I woke up at 4. Oh, get up!
Yo, me and Otto waking up out of the bed like the Home Alone parents. Oh shit, we did it again!
Yo, low key, I go in my room and I be looking up like, all right, what should I do today? Okay, all right. All right, cool. We gonna bungee jump from the ceiling. All right, cool, I got it. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So
about to get wicked with this shit.
All right, I got two, but do you want serious or do you want non-serious?
Let's go with the serious.
How about both?
Yeah, both? Just knock it out. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. Non-serious. I'm gonna start off with hands down. Run Run Rudolph by Chuck Berry is the GOAT Christmas song. That guitar riff in the beginning.
Whoa.
Untouched. That is elite Christmas music right there.
So blanquito of you.
Secondly, on a more serious note, y'all have been following the news. I'm not going to touch anything on that. I just want to say that as a man with a medical condition that I don't have to disclose, I have dealt with problems where my doctor tells me I need certain procedures and things, and my insurance company tells me that I don't. And if there's any industry that I believe needs reform, it's the healthcare industry. So that's what I've got to say.
He went from big paper, and now you just kicked it up another notch. All right, applaud you, F. Hell yeah. Now you went from serious, and I got to go over something goofy like Nat King Cole chestnuts roasting way better than whatever you said.
Facts. Come on, son.
Like,
come on, son.
I don't, it's Christmas morning. It's smooth out. I'm like, I don't need that.
Dude, Chuck Berry's a GOAT.
I need to be like, yeah, I'm here with my family. I got coffee and I'm about to open presents. I'm not amped up like that, Ev. But that's just me. I'm just saying what my chat.
Yeah, hey, Christmas morning, y'all be turned up though? Y'all be turned up on Christmas morning?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, word.
My real say it with your chest is that Eagle fans, like, I mean, we're just lucky that we get to talk to all y'all across the coast, across the country, across the world. we get to hear a lot of it. So it's like, we get to hear the pulse, how you guys are feeling. I just know we as fans got to lock in too, man. We got to keep on coming to these games and supporting. Obviously, I know we show up. We see them show up in LA. We see them show up in hurricanes. I do think the Eagles need to get it together. Mindset, mind, body, and soul, man. The Eagles got to come correct. I think you can't let. We've talked about over the last couple of weeks about how they've talked about the locker room, what that means to them, and how they're playing for each other. They just have to stay intact with that. I think if BG had to say what he had to say, for some odd reason that he felt he needed to say that as a captain, which is kind of weird to me, but like, I love BG, but if that needed to be said for them to get back on the right track, so be it. I just hope the negativity stops. And we're 11-2. That's my say with you, Chef.
I dig it.
Last word, Primo?
Yeah, just want to thank you guys for making Sunday possible. I know we didn't get the group picture. Still a little bit butthurt about that. That's not usually our MO, but we just had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Big ups to Gail, man. Big ups to Gail. You're going through a lot, and you're keeping your head in there, and you play that great that great role. Together as a team, we make a lot of things happen, man. So I appreciate you. Love you, bro. Like, we kill it. We kill it every week. You know what I mean?
Love y'all too, man.
Tim, if you were there with us, you know what I mean? I know you would contribute and all that stuff.
Yeah, I seen him in the live stream.
Yeah. I really want to go ahead and thank all you guys for your kind words, reaching out. These past 3 to 4 weeks has been crazy. I had another loss yesterday. Not going to get too deep into it. I lost my sister from my father's side. It's a hurt piece. I want to go ahead and give my condolences to her other siblings, the Noriega, the Rodriguez family. We're there for y'all. We're going to get through this. This has just been tough. This is going to be a tough pill to swallow. But, again, I appreciate you guys every day. Reach out to your loved ones, man. You just never know what's going to happen. The holiday season is the tough time to go ahead and be losing, relatives and stuff. So, sis, I know you watching. This is what I love to do. I love you very much. You're going to be truly missed. It's going to be tough, but we got this. And Gail, you know what I mean? Like I told you plenty of times, bro. Pops is looking at what you do best, and you know what I mean, we here for you. We gonna get through this with you just as well. So again, just thank you to everybody who reached out. It goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, if I could just build off that, I'm thinking of you guys constantly. I know what you guys are going through, what your families are going through. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's been rough. It feels like for a lot of people I know that have been going through, a holiday season that has been mired with just a lot of people passing, and it's one of those things that there is no. I'm Mr. Silver Linings personally. Like that's one thing that people that know me, they know that I'm able to take a situation and find the positive in it. But losing family members, there's no positive way to spin that, man. It's just a shitty situation. So my heart goes out to you guys. My heart goes out to anybody that's dealing with loss during this time. And happy holidays.
Thanks,
yeah, most def. Happy holidays to everybody. Gail, Primo, Ev, your significant other. I'm sorry for your losses, man. Especially right now during the Christmas and the holiday season. Family's supposed to be together, but they're always going to be with you in your heart. You know what I'm saying? So keep their spirit alive. And there's one thing I want to say, and I want to say it to Gail. I hope I'm crossing no boundaries or anything like this, but this is a picture. This is a picture where we were all together. You probably can't see it, but this is Gail's pops, man. And I don't know if you can get that in there, but you see, it's me, Gail, Dwayne, shout out to Justin. I will always save that picture in there because that was such a happy, great time. And we had a long talk with Big J. And just the stories of Eagles games and Gail and Dwayne growing up, and just to see like what he's made you two into, mold you two into, bro. I'm so blessed to be in all your lives, Primo, Ev, Gail, and my family knows your family. Your family knows my family, and you guys are my brothers, man. I love y'all. So I just had to take my time and had to say that real quick because LA was such an enjoyment, but when we got the news and then what Primo was going through, and they put that aside to say, hey man, like I'm here, like it's hard. It's really, really, really hard. So I just want to say I commend you, brothers, man. Y'all mean a lot to me. That's all.
Likewise.
Thanks, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, like Prime, much love to your family going through all this stuff. Likewise, we talk, you know what I'm saying? But it's Eagles are more than just football for us. It gets us through a lot of hard times. It keeps us going. Obviously, there's more to life than football. I mean, my football life has been about football to me, but it's also about family and tradition and bringing people together. Being at a tailgate and just breaking bread with you guys, getting an hour just to think about something different. You know, I needed that more than you guys needed that. But at the end of the day, meeting all these people from all over the country, all over the world, that are just coming into the Eagles games, and we're just giving you guys a piece of enjoyment for a couple hours with a cheesesteak, with a couple beers and some Red Bulls and whatever, having a great time. It's really what it's about. You know, obviously our families have gotten us into the Eagles. My dad, our services this week, and it's something I've been thinking about, but I'm just gonna, honor him. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep moving forward positively. I just want to say I love you dudes, man. Keep us going.
Love you too, bro.
Teamwork makes the dream work. And shout out to you. Shout out to you all Eagle fans in the comments, man. We appreciate you more than you know. And we have the best fan base. I'm just saying. I could be biased. But we'll see you guys in the next one. As always, it's Fly, Eagles, Fly.
Go Birds.
If I could find the button.